We are back in the saddle. Week 2 of going live. Just getting these repetitions in. Setting it up today, we have a recent pen that has arrived. It is the Autmog here. Now, the reason this video kind of came about was because it was about 9 months ago when Brian over at Autmog changed the way he was releasing pens to the community. He was, for I guess as long as I was around, he was just randomly posting a story to his Instagram, and that was kind of the clue. Or you would receive an email that pens were available on the website. And there was no rhyme or reason for it from anything that I could deduce on how he was doing it. And a couple times, well, only 2 times, was I the recipient of being able to score pens during that release process. And actually, the first time I ever got a pen from Brian, I missed the drop, but did email him and asked if there was any unclaimed or leftovers to let me know, and he did, and I was able to purchase one. And then it was, I don't know, back in January maybe, and it was I was on the train. It was like 4 o'clock in the morning, and I got a ding on the phone, and it was an email that there was a 38 clipless recessed body. Let me see if I could pull this up here. Here we go. Recessed body, step nose, grip lines. Not this juice up. It was the SXR. That was the first pen that I was able to get off of Brian's drop. And then I don't know how much longer after that, but I did get an email one day. I was working. It was about 11 in the morning, and we were able to grab this, which is another 38 recessed body, step nose, grip lines. Put this in a Pilot G2. So I had them both, and at the time, it wasn't really the preferences that I was looking for as a pen that I was keeping. So I ended up selling the SXR to a great buddy because that was one that he really wanted. And, you know, at different time zones, 4 in the morning on the East Coast, and I was able to get it. He was not. So I sold it to him. And the G2, I'm not really a Pilot G2 guy. So off that went. And then Brian changed the way he was going to release pens. And he went to a email system of sorts where when he would be ready to release a model, he would let you know what the model was, and if it was something that you were interested in, you would email him, and he would try and get it to you. And I don't know exactly all the bells and whistles on the system of how he was trying to get it to people who have not had the opportunity to purchase an Autmog. So that was definitely cool. It didn't really affect anything with me because, unfortunately, I'm really looking for him to go back to having clips. Either the clips that he used to use, like, the one I have here on my 36, Energel step nose. Or he had one time mentioned making a safety clip. Maybe kind of like Magnus's one click. In any event, that's far off in the future. So as he's gone through these other releases, they really weren't ones that jumped out to me. So there was really no emphasis to email him or try to hustle to get one. And then, and I think I referenced this last week's video, a couple of pens have just been randomly hitting the website, and that's awesome. I mean, I think it's exciting. I like it that way. I mean, the email thing, I guess, works too. If it's something that you really want, and you email him and he can make it happen, and you haven't purchased one recently, you probably will have a great opportunity of having him fulfill your wishes, fulfill your order, and that's great. But since this kind of makes a trilogy out of it, I did, because I was able to purchase this one, and we have it here. And what's cool is, I've always been a fan of the notebooks. Grimsmo does a notebook, and Nottingham Tactical, I believe, sent me a notebook once, and I like them. I mean, I use these field notes constantly during my workday. I'm always having to jot something down quickly. But when this came about, this was again a 38 clipless, recessed body, step nose, grip lines, and now this one's in a juice up, which is a cool refill that I enjoy a lot. He even sent an extra on, which is cool. My buddy Josh had put me onto that refill in particular. I never really used it. I mean, I was almost exclusively using the iMilli, and Josh had put me onto it, and I really like it. So this was a kind of a win-win just to try it out. I was going to try it out in this pen, and I'm purposely not deploying it because I did see some pictures and I didn't love what I saw in the picture. And is it right here? This stick out. Oh, that will if that's how that is, that's going to drive me absolutely mad. And I've been through this. Here is the also in my SPP. This was before, and then this was after. So that could potentially be a real downer for me, and I'm not going to trim this or shave it down, and I'm not going to deploy it either yet because I may use this pen as a giveaway in the future. But I thought it would be fun for me to review my previous video I made on the Autmog and see what I thought of it 9 months ago, and if my feelings have changed or if I feel the same. So I will be reviewing my review, which is fun. All right, here we go. Okay, new pen was just delivered. Opened the package, took it out, had a few minutes with it, and here are some initial thoughts. This is the Autmog 38 Clipless Click Pen. It is a mixed material. The body is a titanium, the mechanism is bronze, and it has a stainless steel ball bearing. The diameter at the grip is 0.38. I could tell this video is old because I wasn't even showing my face. I was still so nervous to get on screen. Boy, 9 months later, going live now. This indicates in the title of a 38 clipless. It has a recessed body, so there's a taper. Actually has a double taper. And the body is coming in at 0.34. Overall length, 5.35 inches. The weight is, as I measured, 21.4 grams. The refill that it came with is a Uni SXR-5. Now, that refill, that's an excellent refill. I love the SXR. Been a big fan of it, used it in a lot of different pens, and continue to like it. It wasn't necessarily the refill. Again, I had mentioned it earlier. Wasn't the refill that turned me off, at that particular time, especially 9 months ago, in the way I was carrying my pens and during work. The clipless was just not going to work. It just was not going to work. I don't have a desk job, and I carry everything and use everything, and it was just, I didn't have a way at that time of carrying it efficiently or effectively.
which is a 0.5 millimeter refill. And then it also will accept an Energel refill. So we will try that shortly. The nose is a step nose. It does have the grip lines, which is a fantastic milling option that
You know, I've gone back and forth over time on what I like. And as of late, I've been really moving away from the grip lines. I don't know if it's just because this particular 36, yeah, just happened to be an absolute pen I fell in love with, or just things change. I mean, I do really, it is really such a subtle engraving of the grip lines. It's really well done. It's not aggressive. It feels nice. Again, the work that Brian does, attention to detail, fit and finish is top notch. Cannot deny him that. He makes a beautiful, beautiful finished product. But let's continue on.
I prefer. And once I had an Autmog with some grip lines, I really preferred and would not like to go back to another option without it.
It's funny. Yeah, I did. 9 months ago, I was exclusively looking to find the pen that checked every box. And I don't think I ever got to it. I think I got close with the aluminum, but that was in a Parker. But it had a taper, it had grip lines, it had the nose, it had a cone nose, it had a clip, but it was aluminum and very light, and it was aluminum on aluminum, which was kind of problematic. And it was a Parker. And once I kind of fell in love with the Energels, I kind of went away from Parker.
really, the fit and finish and the feel is phenomenal.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It is truly a work of art. This is a beautiful finished pen.
And let's take a listen to the mechanism. Very snappy.
Yeah, every pen that I've had from Brian has sounded amazing. It's the actuation has been phenomenal. Yeah, no complaints. No complaints. Any complaint I've ever had, not been a complaint. It's been a difference of preference. I've changed preferences. I also cast a wide net when I came into this community 15 months ago, and probably sampled somewhere upwards 110 different pens, 110 different variants. It might have been too much too soon, but a lot of the pens that I was trying to get were not readily available. You had to get them on the secondary market. There was no time to waste, and you had to make moves. And then I had to start narrowing down. What were my preferences? What was I looking for? What did I not like? What did I prefer over other variants, other options, other materials, other milling? And things fell by the wayside. And I wish some of the pens that I did let go, I had back. But it's too late. You can't do it now. And you just can't get them back.
There is the stainless steel ball bearing. So just to give you some quick comparisons, because I have done this in the past, we have another Autmog. This is a 40 Parker size, which is what I would prefer.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the round nose. No, I had that. I've had that twice now, and maybe three times, three separate times I've had that and have let it go. Round nose never really grew on me. I know there's a couple people who absolutely love them. It's a beautiful looking pen, but it never resonated with me. I tried it 3 different times, so clearly round nose not for me.
I have a Grimsmo Saga.
Absolute monster. There's one I regret letting go of. Absolute monster of a pen. Saga 1900. That is a bronze body, bronze slider, titanium clip, tip, and pusher. Absolutely beautiful. Loved it. Was just a touch too heavy. And a little bit of the bronze smell on the fingertips after writing. I mean, it wasn't as bad as the copper, but yeah. But a beast of a pen. Beast of a pen.
bronze, and titanium, as well as the Aerocrafted.
There you go. There's your best pen for under $100. That's your best pen for under $100. Everyday carry. Best pen for under $100. Aerocrafted retract. Beautiful.
Retract Click. Some of my favorite pens right there to compare it to, but let's talk more about the 38. I'll give you some of the pros. Again, this is not, I have not spent much time with it. I did just get it. There was 2 releases about a week apart, and I was fortunate enough to score one on each. So this is the uni refill. There was also a pilot refill, but there was really no need to open that or review it. Everything remains the same. The dimensions are all the same. The look is the same. But that was, that purchase was for a friend of mine that I'm sending it off to, as this is as well.
Yeah, and we covered this in the opening. I was able to, just by the nature of the way Brian was doing these drops, grab them and check them out. I was really interested in the SXR, but again, no clip was a deal breaker at that time for me.
If you've seen recent videos of mine, you know I prefer a clipped pen because of the nature of the way I carry it. But the pros on this pen are the grip lines are phenomenal. The milling, the fit and finish is just second to none. Brian over there at Autmog just does, he is putting out a fantastic top of the line product. And this is no exception. This is just a beautiful pen. The weight feels great. The mechanism, probably the snappiest mechanism I've felt, aside from the aluminum mechanisms that I've had in both of the different 48s that I've had. I had a titanium.
Those were 47s. 47s aluminum.
Tapered 40 with an aluminum mechanism, and the all aluminum.
Oh, I did have, right. I did have that one we spoke about earlier. Was a 40 aluminum, clipped, tapered, grip lines, and that was a Parker. I also had the 47 aluminum, which was the twist. Man, it's funny. I was just talking about that today with somebody who we were discussing possible trades. And yeah, man, that one was a killer that I let go. It was a 47 aluminum, old twist mechanism with a Parker refill. Great pen. The thickness of the diameter of the 47 is, some people shy away from it. However, the how it gets countered by the weight of the aluminum, man, that was just a pleasure to write with. So easy to write with. And it also took a Kako, which was another fun refill that is highly popular, and I like it a lot. I use it in my Magnus OG Bolty. Great refill. Yeah, that was a fun one. I did mention to the guy today that I wouldn't mind getting it back. The problem is, I had got mine for a steal, and I don't think yesterday's price is going to be today's price.
Which was one of the most recent videos that I released, was the all aluminum. Fantastic, my favorite pen. But this is really beautiful. The cons for me would be there's no clip. That's obvious, just because, again, personal preference, and these are subjective. A lot of these things, when I say they're cons, they're not really design cons or a manufacturing con. It's a personal preference. This is a subjective hobby. What you like versus what another person might like, or my preference versus another person's preference. The uni refill, I'm not a fan of. I will quickly pull that out, drop in a Energel. Again, not.
Wait, what? I wasn't a fan of the uni. I did like the SXR. The hell am I talking about?
A favorite of mine, but it does fit perfectly. This is the Energel. I'm just not a fan of either of those, or the Pilot for that factor either. It's just
Man, how things change in a short period of time. I'm over here blasting the SXR and the Energel, and now almost exclusively running Energels. Almost exclusively. Interesting. Interesting. That would be a good deep dive on why I've changed my mind. But I look over here, I have a box of refills. I'm probably looking at about 40 boxes of different refills. So maybe I just don't know what I don't know. Maybe I don't know what I like. I haven't spent enough time with anything really. Like with the casting a wide net of pens, I did the same thing with refills. So maybe I've just never spent enough time with any one particular refill. Maybe except for the Caco, because that just fits the OG Magnus, the Bolty so beautifully.
personal preference. I prefer Parker size. I prefer Schneider Jellian, or
Well, you know, when we talk about Schneider Jellian and the way that that fits inside a Saga, that's a completely different story. Now, there's really no other option, in my opinion, if you're going to have a Parker size refill and the pen fits or accepts a Schneider Jellian Plus, and I'm running the 0.5, then you really should. That's really the go-to refill in a Parker size.
the Easy Flow 9000 is the two that I really lean towards the most. So just to quickly recap, if I had to come up with any improvements, again, I prefer a diameter of the grip to be a 40. That would be number one. This design is fantastic. The double taper is something that's aesthetically pleasing. If it was a 40 and went down to a 38 and back to a 40, that would be off the hook. If it had a clip, that would be, again, off the hook. And if it were the Parker refill, if it accepted a Parker refill, that would be fantastic. And then the cherry on the top would be if there was a Schneider Jellian refill that was acceptable. That would be something that would put it really over the top, in my opinion. Again, these are my opinions. I purchased this pen. The reviews and this observations are all my own. But I don't know how you could dislike this pen just based on the manufacturing, the quality, the attention to detail, the innovation. It's just fantastic. I love it. And one day, all these features and form factors that are personal to me will be in one pen.
Yeah, I don't know if that's coming. I don't know if I'm going to get one day everything that that's my opinion changes so wildly. But man, that video was a little bit all over the place. It was a little bit all over the place. Man, it really is a beautiful pen. Now, I almost don't want to deploy this. I have not yet. And let's give it a go. Yep, it is just protruding out way too far. Way too far. Now, I am going to just quickly see if I can swap. I have one here that is shaved just a touch, coming out of the ringed zirconium SPP, and we'll just see if this makes any difference at all. Just because that one was shaved down ever so slightly, as the picture I showed earlier of how I aesthetically want it. And I mean, this is better, but still would need to come down a touch. You probably not. You might see the little bit of the black there. It's better. It's a step in the right direction, but it's not. It's still not perfect. And I don't know if I want to mess with the original, since I might just use this pen as a giveaway. We need to get more subscribers, and maybe when we hit a nice round number, we'll give it away. I have a few pens that are new that have not been used. And hopefully, if we can put on some subscribers, we will then give some pens away. Why not? Give back. All right. And anyway, that was my review of the 38s, the new one that came out just a week ago or so, the Juice Up. 9 months ago, the SXR, 38 recessed Autmog. And yeah, if you like this video, or if there's any other reviews of my videos I should do, you think I should do, let me know. Happy to do it. And any event, enjoy your night.